So this is Where the Apples Lie, which I'm assuming is a reference to Shel Silverstein's poetry book, Where the Sidewalk Ends, if I'm correct on the reference. And in this, the story goes, Apple Bloom almost sold a crate of cider to Filthy Rich when she was supposed to sell a crate of the Zap apples to them. And that's when Granny Smith decides to tell the family the story of how Apple Bloom almost, almost devastated the Apple family's acre by basically telling them a whole white lie. And this was back before Apple Bloom was even around, so really, really long time ago. And this was back when Big Mac actually spoke out almost full sentences, must I mind you, which is probably the explanation on why Big Mac actually has more dialogue back then than he does now. In this, we see Applejack was kind of like Apple Bloom and wanted to have more ideas and more creative, wanted to branch out more at Sweet Apple Acres than just Ponyville. But Granny Smith basically refused to do anything for the farm or whatever. And when that happens, she decides to go above and beyond her by telling Filthy Rich and Spoiled Milk, which, seriously, who names your child Spoiled Milk? That is just so bizarre. That she would sell the cider to them, but of course Granny Smith doesn't want to give in to such a demand. And then, to make matters even worse, when that happens, Applejack goes to Filthy Rich to tell him what happens, and then, to make matters interesting, that's when the bigger lie happens. Is she starts saying Granny Smith is sick. Shouldn't have done that. And when that happens, they're in for a whole load of chaos. Because it's then hiding Granny Smith from the Rich family, and then it's like trying to do this and that, disguising Big Mac as Granny Smith, and then it's just chaos until the liars revealed cliche, which, as we all know, is an overused cliche that we all know and we all love to hate, and we all wish can die, but it slowly is dying. But sadly, this is a lesson that is sadly printed onto every single kids and television medium there is known to man, and it's even in a couple of DreamWorks films. So, with that in mind, the next lie, she's in the hospital, and from that point, that's when stuff gets interesting. It's then that they have to go after the family that they have to go after the go to the hospital and pose Granny Smith as a doctor to perform surgery, despite the fact that they might have already committed a couple of crimes, such as posing as a doctor without a medical license, not checking into a hospital, and I think that may be it, not checking into a hospital, and then, no wait, maybe the other one is interrupting a already scheduled surgery. So, 3 crimes committed, and they're off the hook. Well, because AJ had told a lie. And it was just for the fact that she wanted to try to branch out and open some new ideas. And it was from that point that the family decided, at least the Apple family decided, they should listen to her more often. And of course, they did. So, Apple Bloom, in the end, learns the lesson never to tell a lie, and from that point, that's where the episode ends. And hopefully in the future, she'll never tell a lie. Except the fact that she might have already had to, 3 seasons ago, with, maybe 4, with cutie pox. But she led on to the fact that she shouldn't tell a lie, especially... Yeah, but then again, I don't remember a lot of these episodes, because it's been too long since I've actually rewatched Cutie Pox. But with that in mind, what do I think of When the Apples Lied? Or Where the Apples Lie. I forget which W we're talking about. I think, I don't know, if you get past the liar's reveal cliche, I think this is a really good episode. I think it's an alright episode. I mean, a couple of things are explained, like we see a couple of background characters. I mean, there is, like, the idea that we sort of get the understanding of, like the explanation on what happened and why Big Mac doesn't talk that much. What happened, why Big Mac was a big talker back then, and why probably he doesn't talk much anymore as of today, especially in the new series. But, overall, it's just hit and miss. I think last week's Pony Point of View was just... It was an alright episode. This one was just... It's nothing special to talk about. I think with that in mind, it's just... right here. Mixed. So... I guess with that, I think... I just pray that next week's episode will be a good one. But at least we're almost there. I mean, we just have about 2 weeks until at least we have about next week, and then we'll have a final episode before the other week, which is the 2-parter finale. Oh, and for those wondering, I have not seen the 2-parter finale, because I'm avoiding the spoilers from the UK. Actually, that's one thing I'm wondering. But those are for wonders for another time. So until then, see you guys next week for another episode, and I'll think of something to do onwards. So, see you guys next week for another episode of MLP, because I forgot to take a look at what next week's episode was, because Discovery Family's been airing the same MLP ad for over and over again. If you don't know which ad I'm talking about, it's the ad that shows Spike and the Changeling and the Equestria games, and that's practically about it. So, with that in mind, I'll see you guys for next week's episode, and yeah, take care.